Hello everyone, my name's Paul and I haven't done a blog for quite a while, so I thought I'd do one today, and I'm going to be talking about my experiences with UFOs. Basically, about a year ago, I was in the Philippines in a place called Bacoor, Cavite, and where I used to live, and around the corner there was like a large rice fields, kind of surrounded by some houses and stuff. And it's all kind of very flat there, and you can see for a long way. And I used to look at the stars at night and learn some of the constellations. Anyway, the one night I was looking at the stars, and I was looking out over the rice fields at the sky, and I noticed that some of the stars were red, which isn't normal. So I was looking at them, and basically they were in they looked like a constellation, like a funny pattern, as you can see at the moment. And basically, the the red star at the top of the constellation started moving up and away from the rest of the cluster, and it moved slowly up and up and up, and they were about the same size as the rest of the stars, or perhaps slightly bigger, but they were obviously very far away in the distance. And they went up into the sky and went directly, this red star went directly over me, and as it got to the point where it was going over me, I could see that it was a UFO basically, and it was a round disc with lots of red lights all the way around it. And I was kind of just looking at it, a bit stunned, as it casually went over, and it didn't make a single sound. There was no fumes or anything coming out of it. It just went silently and at a steady, slow speed, just went over me. And there was people about. I think it was probably about 11 or 12 o'clock at night, and there's not many street lights there, and you can see a lot of the stars, so I could see this very, very well. And I was telling, like, my girlfriend, I was going, Emmy, there's a UFO outside, and she was like, oh well, whatever. She was working in the internet shop that we've got, so I managed to drag her out in the end, and she looked at it and said, oh, that's just a plane or whatever. I've gone, it's not a plane. I've been seeing planes since I was a child. I know what a plane looks like. It's got flashing white and red lights on it, blue lights on it normally, and it makes a heck of a lot of noise. And it's not a circle. So I'm thinking, why is she thinking that? And anyway, she's gone back inside, kind of sort of dismissing it. And I'm telling people, I'm going, there's the UFO there, and they were going, oh, whatever, it's nothing. They were, most people around there are a bit drunk at that time of day, and not really interested in staring at the stars. But then one of my friends called Hobart, he looked at it and he went, oh yeah, that's a UFO, and he was watching it with me. And we went back to the rice fields, because now this one had gone out of sight. It kind of just gone completely, just gone. So I've gone back towards the rice field a bit down the road, and another one of the red stars, which now I think was UFOs, was moving again, right, from the top of the cluster, and all the other ones had slightly moved a bit or just gone up a bit into this formation. And the second UFO did the same thing, just went steadily over us, and we just watched it. And then the third one went, and then the fourth, and the fifth, and the sixth, and the seventh. I think there was about 9, but there might have been more, because there might have been more before I noticed them. But I saw at least eight, nine, something like that, no more than 10. And we just watched them, and I was just, this is a bit mad, but I didn't feel scared or anything, and I just thought this was, pretty cool. And the cat's put me off. Hello, cat. So yeah, that's what I saw. That's what happened. They were not aeroplanes. They were not helicopters. I mean, I definitely know it was a helicopter because you'd be making a racket. There's really nothing else that it can be. It was unidentified. It was flying, and it was an object. So it's a UFO. What was on it? Well, I haven't got a clue. Was there humans in there? Was there interdimensional beings in there? Was there aliens? Was it just? I don't think it was a, like you've got light ships or organic type ships. I think it was one of the metal types, the flying saucer. Although it was just red, basically red and just red lights. It wasn't flashing though. There was no flashing, no noise. So I mean, has anybody ever seen this kind of UFO formation before? I'd be very pleased if you could explain to me what they were doing. Was it some kind of ceremony? It was just unusual because normally you hear of people seeing UFOs and it's just one or maybe a couple, and they just kind of zoom around or hover somewhere and then they're off or they blink out. These seemed to be doing something unusual or planned. So those are the first UFOs I've ever seen. I've never seen UFOs before that. Then about maybe a month later, my sister came to the Philippines for a long holiday. She was there for about 4 months, but after about, I don't know, less than a week of her being there, I told her about these UFOs, and she was very interested in it. And so we started looking out for them, but we never saw them. But then one night, around midnight again, maybe 1, 2, something like that, I looked up, and over us flew about 20 UFOs in one smooth, perfect formation. But they were not round, and they had no lights on them. They were kind of banana shaped, really. Well, not banana really, but kind of like a crescent moon. They were dark. They looked kind of metal, and they were in pairs. There was like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 or so, in a perfectly positioned, the same distance apart, and they just all went over us at the same speed, and then they just went. And again, there was no noise, nothing. And me and my sister were just amazed at this. And then I've got another story that my uncle told me. Basically, he was in Birmingham, and he was walking over a park called Pipace Park, and he saw a gigantic UFO in the distance that had all kinds of flashing lights on it, and it was some kind of big ship, and it was just hovering. And he was so amazed by it, or almost, I think he was a bit scared actually, because when he got home, the first thing he did was phone the police. After he'd phoned the police, basically said to him, "Oh, we're going to put you through to another person." Apparently there's a proper UFO hotline in England, and I'd never heard of it. And they put him through to this person, and the person that he spoke to said lots of people had phoned him that evening about the same UFO, and he said, yes, it is real, it is there, it's been documented. So UFOs are real, aren't they? Because even the UK government announced a couple of months ago, it was on the news, I heard it, they said UFOs are real, we've got lots of cases about it through the military and the Navy and stuff, and you can check out all the information they've got on their website online. I don't know what you type, UK government UFO files, I guess. Well, thanks for listening, and that is my UFO encounters. Alright, cheers, see you later.